If you've been feeling like a big ol' sloppy mess in the motivation, productivity, general life efficiency departments, well, you're not alone. Don't think anyone can blame you this year. Oof. Chances are you've been at home a lot, doing the same thing a lot, not showering a whole lot. It's easy to fall into a rut at the best of times, let alone this year. I mean, if you want to take some downtime, that's totally cool. Rest is important. I'm not here to say, don't ever have a break. No, no, no. If you're sick of letting your brain screw you out of doing things you want to do because it's lazy, well, I got some tips for you. I'm going to run you through 5 simple hacks to turn the tables on your brain, trick it into doing the things you want to do instead of it tricking you out of doing those things because of laziness and fear and let's not get too deep. To fool your brain into actually doing its job properly instead of being a lazy shit and sabotaging you when it should be helping you. Please note, I am not a psychologist and this video is not a substitute for actual professional psychological help if that is something that you need. If you think your rut might be a bit more than just a rut, then there's nothing wrong with speaking to a professional about it. So these 5 hacks are all quite straightforward, simple things to do. Not necessarily easy from a psychological perspective when you're stuck in a rut, but they're straightforward. They are first steps to get you on the path to greater success. But for now, let's just stick to these. If you were stuck in a negative feedback loop going round and round not doing things when you want to be doing things, then this is how you disrupt that loop, get out, and start doing stuff. Let's get into it. Number 1, show your bod some love, aka self-care. There are loads of different things you can do for this. For example, if you've been working from home, maybe it's been 3 days since you've had a shower. No judgment, but that might be a great place to start. While showering, you could also wash your hair if you're feeling a bit greasy. You could cut your fingernails or your toenails. Or both. You can moisturize your face or even just brush your teeth. If you're somebody with a beard, you could shave it or just trim it, give it a neaten up, or trim any other body hair that may have gotten a bit out of hand this year. The idea behind this is if you're treating your body with a bit of care, treating yourself with a bit of care, even just keeping up with general day-to-day maintenance instead of letting it fall by the wayside. Firstly, you might start being a bit kinder to yourself, start respecting yourself more and not beating yourself up so much, if that's something that you tend to do. And secondly, it might kickstart you onto a path of productivity. Of course, this may have a positive benefit in that you're starting to treat yourself with a bit of respect, which means that you may start being kinder to yourself, not being so hard on yourself. But it's also a productive thing that's quite straightforward and simple to do that may kickstart you onto doing other productive things throughout the day, /week, /life. Hack 2, take a stroll, go for a walk. Changing up your physical environment can be hugely beneficial. It's like you're physically stepping out of that negative feedback loop that got you in this rut in the first place, and you're giving that rut a good kick on your way out. Sometimes you just need a reminder that, oh yeah, there's a whole world outside my musty room. I should air that out. Not to mention, if you're lucky enough that there's sun outside, it's going to be good for your brain. It's going to make you happier. And speaking of making you happier, let's not forget about endorphins. Any form of exercise is going to cause your bod to start pumping itself full of happy hormones. It is a great hack to feel better. If I go 3 days without any exercise, I feel like an absolute trash heap. Have you ever come back from a walk or any form of exercise and thought, oh, I feel worse now? No. Unless you face planted on your walk or something. It doesn't have to be a walk, any sort of exercise will do, but a walk is a very straightforward, simple one that doesn't require much preparation. I also find that walking is just great for figuring shit out in your head. Walking, showering, great times to think. Hack number 3, just try it for 5 minutes. Just 5, no more. If you're struggling to start something, like anything, just pick one thing on your to-do list and do it for 5 minutes. Doesn't matter what you do, just sit down or stand up, do it for 5 minutes. That's all you need to commit to. The biggest problem is usually starting. So just don't worry about the big picture. Don't worry about how long it's gonna take you or how much you get done today. Don't worry about the quality. Just choose one thing that you wanna get done and do 5 minutes of work on it. In fact, do it right now. Pause this video, get one thing from your list. Don't make a coffee. Don't get a snack. Don't clean the pantry, just 5 minutes, see what comes out. And if after 5 minutes you want to keep going, that's great. This is just to get the ball rolling, because again, starting is the hardest part. Have you ever just thought, I'm just gonna tidy up the crap on my desk, and then you end up doing the whole room? Same sort of thing. If you thought from the start, oh, I have to clean my whole room, you might be like, nah, later. That's too much. It's a big obstacle. But what's not a big obstacle is your desk. So you just clean that one thing, and then you do the next thing, and then suddenly it's all done. I'm a huge believer in Mel Robbins' view of motivation, and that's essentially that you're never gonna feel like it. Don't wait to feel motivated to do something, because chances are you're never gonna feel motivated. Just start doing something, because that becomes the motivation to keep doing things. I know I'm just repeating the same information a bit here, but it's important, so I'm trying to really get it in there. You could even use this tip for actually going out on that walk. If you're struggling to actually force yourself out of the house, just commit to 5 minutes. What's 5 minutes? Just do it.
Just do it! Yes, you can!
Number 4, watch/listen to a motivational TED Talk, YouTube video, podcast, audiobook, whatever floats your boat. For TED Talks, might I suggest Mel Robbins, How to Stop Screwing Yourself Over, and Brene Brown, The Power of Vulnerability. They're both great. If you're an audiobook person, you can try Mel Robbins' Audible Original, Take Control of Your Life. I'm not sponsored by Mel or Audible, but I would love to be. Make it happen, Mel. You could listen to it while you're walking. Tie them all together. Number 5, tidy your space. Clean up your crap. I've said this before in some of my minimalism videos, but a tidy space often translates to a tidy mind. And again, it's a simple, positive, productive thing to get the ball rolling. It's something you can easily do, which will help you feel more in control. But don't accidentally procrastinate clean your entire house because you're avoiding doing something important. Bonus tip, haha. If you're struggling to form a new positive habit, you may find it beneficial to give yourself a 30-day challenge. For example, at the start of lockdown, I thought it might be nice to start playing the piano again. It's been a while, but I was struggling to motivate myself. So what I did was, I said, I'm gonna play the piano every single day. I'm not gonna give it a time limit, doesn't matter how long for, I just need to practice at least a little bit every day for the next 30 days. And some days I would just play for a couple of minutes, some days I would find myself sitting at that piano for an hour and a half. But the important thing was I was doing it consistently on a daily basis. And when that month ended, I was already in that habit, and I've pretty much played every day since for the last 6 months. And now I'm feeling infinitely more comfortable with how I can read and play piano music, because I did it every single day. On this note, this isn't a hack, but just keep in mind that big changes come from small, consistent actions. Stop expecting to change your entire life in an hour or a day or even a week. I used to think this all the time, like, I need to get all the way over there, and it's so out of reach, and there's no action that I can take that will get me there, so I'm not gonna do anything. It's not one big leap, it's many small steps. And it took a long time to get out of that mindset, and I'm still getting out of it, if I'm honest. But it's one of, I think, the most important things to learn, because you're not gonna get anywhere stressing about how far you have to go and not actually doing anything. So take small, consistent steps. You may be going a bit slower than what you want to be ideally, but be proud of yourself for making that progress every single day. Or most days, you can still rest sometimes. So there you have it, 6 hacks to trick your brain into getting out of a negative, shitty, rutty feedback loop and into a positive, happy feedback loop of productivity. Self-care, go for a walk, the 5-minute rule, listen to something motivational, tidy your space, maybe give yourself a challenge if you need it. Hope you found some usefulness in these tips. If you've got any of your own, throw them down in the comment section, let's have a chat. I've gotten some really good tips from you guys in the comment section on my other videos, so keep them coming. Click on the face to subscribe, click on a video to see me in another video, and I'll see you next time, bye.